If he's not here, that's a big talismanic figure that you're missing out. That does seem to be sort of the bridge between the old and the new as well, between Kaze and Advent and Mercury and Moseyuh. So going to be excited to see whether he can sort of pull it all together for this one, last map in the series. But obviously, speaking of Mercury and Moseyuh, these are two other players who are bringing the heat as well. Map number 1, Moseyuh looked fantastic, and we're hoping that he can have the same sort of performance here and now. Just have a great series and a great Inferno to top it out overall.
Yeah, 5yclone will be starting on the CT side. Advent with a full belt of utility. A Molotov, a smoke, couple of flashes. And a very defensive, very, very defensive setup over on B. Only Moseyuh can try to keep this in check, and it's unfortunate for them. The Mongols are currently postured up to take that weakened bomb site, clearing out towards the top side of Banana. They don't actually have smokes or any real utility here on this T-side journey, so maybe even taking that space will be a difficulty for them. But they're convinced that Mongols will reset in some capacity. They're even aggressing into mid.
Flashbangs not popped out from Advent, not yet at the very least. He won't be able to deploy them at this rate. This isn't a great position for it. I'm really confused about what's going on over here with the utility. And now it's been 2 dinks actually sent out to 5yclone early on. Mongols have got such a big advantage, even if it's not a numbers one.
Yeah, I thought after the aggression they would start to peel back, but no suspicions raised. Kaze 2 kills on this P2K, and he was the last man standing on that mid effort, but has done exceptional work. These two players, like you noted, are already dinked up, so they have to hit some clean shots, 1 bullet anywhere, and they'd be done for. Mercury, last man standing, and found. 9-10 continuing good form in these pistol rounds. He was the one that landed those headshots, has now found 3 kills, but that bomb's not gone down as of yet. It's now dropped on the site.
Choose your util, Advent. Just wants to take the head-on duels, and now he needs to win it out. Not going to be easy. Mzinho's had a hot hand, and now he's got a hot head as well. Blood spilling down. Advent takes control. And while I'm wildly confused about what that util belt was meant to be doing over there, and why they're so heavily invested in a retake when you're starting off 4 players on the A-bomb site, but you know what? Hot hands, and I guess you don't need the incendiary.
Yeah, when you're finding headshots, I guess who cares? He didn't even need armor. That's kind of wild that Advent pulls that one together, because it looked as though Mongols were going to be given enough security to plant. It's actually, I think, a big mistake from 9-10 to have continued fighting while he had the bomb on his back. To put more pressure, could have played his life and allowed the Mongols' post-plant positions to really take form.
Good to see Kaze taking that early fight down in middle as well. Just an indication of his confidence. You mentioned it before, Michael, that it's been looking like he definitely knows that he is sort of the boy with the golden hour lighting on him, and he wants some pictures.
Yeah, it's another positive for 5yclone is that Kaze has had a solid series as well. Where in the last run-in on Inferno, I really did feel like Kaze didn't find any real impact.
Had a better time on the T side than the CT side as well, for sure, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think it was 1 and 11 the first half, and then, found some form.
Well, this is a full force buy from the Mongols, and they're using every trick they can to try and get more and more space. They only have the 1 rifle in Blitz's hands, but that can sometimes be enough. Very contained setup from 5yclone. In 30 seconds, Mongols are going to try and use that smoke as it trails out to actually perform a wrap.
Mercury's offering the hell down, and he can't really make it look easy, but at least he does get the headshot on top of it all, so maybe I spoke too soon. Mercury, great stuff, actually.
Yeah, kind of an awkward angle for him to have been holding, but even if he's out in no man's land, was hidden from apartments pressure, so didn't have to worry about getting shot in the back, and yeah, just getting those 2 kills, even the follow-up dink onto Blitz, made it so the round was basically done as soon as he found that multi-kill. Sometimes some neat little tricks can be taken. That weird off angle on Ancient from Jamyoung was cool. Now Mercury is well succeeding. Hasteka, Deeg onto Jamyoung. A little taste of his own medicine.
White peek through, nades there as well to finish off the lower techno, but let's not forget the HP on these CTs is hardly reassuring. They're trying to pursue, and in they go. 9-10, almost taking down Mercury. If it was a P250, he would be dead.
Oh god, that smoke really kind of sucks for Kaze. He does have a bit of a one-way above it to peer into the apartments, but they can actually just dart at him through that smoke if they're not too careful. Mercury, that low HP, will do him no justice, and Kaze one bullet away from death himself. Smoke fading, and the instant headshot, sure, but now it's Moseyuh against 2. Plant safe. Another player inside of the site, and an instant headshot to 9-10. The escape from Blitz. He jumps across, but Moseyuh, unsure about whether he's going to fully round that corner or just stick around. Chewing off more and more off that clock. Doesn't have a kit either. It does have a smoke to make this more difficult for Blitz to read into. Legs won't be spotted. Moseyuh jumping over that line, and Blitz just a little too wide. He thought he was thin enough to hide behind that pillar, but Moseyuh saw enough to clutch back in the 1v2.
This shouldn't have been a 1v2. Not with the bind that they came in with. Yeah, there's Glocks, there's B250s at best, a Deagle. And they even started off with some good damage down in middle. And look, 5yclone, I love the re-aggression, and I love the focus on brackets of being like such a major point of contention, because that is something I criticize them for. But against the Glocks and against the, just pistols, you have to be very careful.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, matters were made worse by losing Jamyoung instantly to a hasteka Deeg.
Yeah.
That's not how you want to start rounds like that.
We have already seen them struggle with economy management before in the series. Where is Mr. Mosey? He is trying to just boost up Kaze close range with the op, much more active right now. You love to see it.
Yeah, Mzinho will feel a little bit hard done by that. It's like, wait a second, that's not fair. I heard you running away. Flash is for banana, maybe.
Oh, no flash needed. He's just trying to play around his own smoke while it's fading. Now the flash comes late to allow him to back off. Advent, however, wants to fight from inside the flames. He's got a hip sticking out, and hasteka is quick to tap it down. Kaze is actually the one who'd weaken Advent earlier on. That was a Molotov that he threw, I do believe.
Flank through construction. Hasteka finds Kaze looking the wrong direction.
Jamyoung can't use that utility, not at all. Mercury's got a smoke out for a coffin. I don't know how much that actually helps them unless Jamyoung can maybe chuck out a nade and a Molotov, something like it for it. Secondary flashbang comes through as well. It is nicely placed. hasteka. Lying in wait. Nades plenty for new box, but hasteka's not there at all. Player up top, and as he drops down, Jamyoung's losing time, losing hours. Tap on the bomb, but he can't really win the round any longer, even if he gets the kill. Jamyoung might even fall to the blast. Yep.
Can't quite get away quick enough. Really lovely stuff. And, hasteka, in general, I think the expectations are set fairly low in terms of his impact, but he's actually looked really good. You kind of noted it about an Ancient, where these rounds would start where they'd be in like a man down situation, but hasteka would come back with some very key kills. Someone that's kind of skirted, even though his score lines haven't been the most impressive, able to do a lot of work for this Mongol side. A little stab in the back onto Advent, which wasn't great, but talk about economy mismanagement. The fact that they took so many casualties the round before and now as well lost this follow-up, it's put them in a very awkward bye, but they've done some decent damage even though losing Mercury. And Blitz, I don't know if he's looking at the minimap or what, but that's an AK donated to Jamyoung.
Well, taken right back. That donation comes with strings attached.
First smoke in middle, and they're going to gamble on the B-bomb site. With how deep the progress was from 5yclone, you could see a justification for the Mongols to be a little scared in their pursuit of A instead. It's all about how much they respect it, though. The fact that they've got low players actually could be a part of the argument. But they are investigating, and provided hasteka doesn't see any real contact. Yeah, okay. I mean, scout of Kaze finishing off Techno. Okay, they're just going to commit to this A-bomb site now. If it was all quiet for the remaining 20 seconds and it came down to more like a 15-second plant, they might have thought about, oh, well, there's no contact on B, let's just go back to that B-bomb site. But Kaze scared him good.
Committing to the retake over here, there are some possibilities of a quick kill or two. Again, probably just going to see if Advent can find a frag, and if not, then maybe you just save those two AKs. Advent, even putting him in a position where exit isn't the worst thing in the world. Mongols will go for the safe retreat back to CT.
Yeah, gotta exit this way because they planted behind the double stack, and when you do that, pit is no longer safe. Well, certainly an interesting round, but not one in which CycLone are able to compound the early aggression into anything greater.
I wouldn't hate if, to be honest, I wouldn't hate them buying on these AKs. Chamung's got good money. He can drop a gun. This is the point where you could try and reset the Mongols' economy, but no. Of course, they might not buy, but doesn't mean they're not going to look to get aggressive with the guns they already had. Advent is prepping up for some banana aggression. Flash is at the ready. Call likely going to be made soon. He's waiting for any sort of sound cue, anything like it, but it's too late. Now with the smoke down, if he pushes through it, the flashes could be nice, but he's not aware about the player behind him. Turns around a bit late, and it will be enough regardless of the time it takes. Advent, Molotov will keep him from pursuing forward for more, but this has set up Jamyang very nicely for an individual play back towards short. He could find a quick kill and maybe even push into apartments in the process while the rotations start to come through. This is really a doable round, and Jamyang, he's found the first, but he can't pull out the retreat. 910 is ready for the trade. Kaze now just has to hope that no one clears him out and he can get a quick headshot instead. 910 and Blitz are taking control. The attempt to move through the library smoke is commendable, but not one that finds any effect at all.
Yeah, they had to be so concerned because there were wrap smokes down for the Mongols, and Jamyang's position was actually very exposed to that angle. That's why he had to take that fight on short. Could have maybe nestled himself inside of the apartments, but there was also a likeliness that could have been some presence there from the Mongols, so opted for the fight. And once they lost that rifle, the hold on that A-bomb site was looking a lot weaker. Certainly understand the decision for Jamyang to fight there. The Mongols tying things back up to 3-3 a pop into this next gun round, where CycLone did take the more conservative route, and as a result of that, they do get their hands on that Kaze AWP. 910's been doing a pretty solid job throughout the series as well. I do kind of hope we get them pitted off against each other, because we've actually seen a decent amount of AWPing from hasteka, usually in these late round situations. You know, 910 will sometimes lose out to a rifle. And hasteka's been... You might actually have more AWP kills than 910, weirdly.
910 just statistically punished for his success and being so damn good with the AK. Poor guy.
It's like a tennis match of nades, but none of them actually do enough damage to warrant the purchase. They've actually made the wrong read here. At the moment, the Mongols are heavily clustered outside of B, and it's only Advent that's left alone. Moseyuh is late to reinforce this position, and Kostika's just crept all the way in. Hasn't made a single step, and he might be able to cut off a rotate. In through CT he goes, but Kaze's caught him, has his gun drawn, and so he's not caught with his pants down. Advent, the flashes that follow up from support are great, so a double kill found for the in-game leader, and make that a trifecta. Between him and Kaze, they sweep all of the players out away from that B-bomb site.
I find it really commendable, the fact that Advent just has the patience to hold his flashbang for so long. Right, the smokes are down. Hasteka's through the smoke already. Kazi gets a kill, and that's when then Advent throws out his own self flash and gets the first frag. That's so nicely done.
It's kind of wild as well. I mean, had hasteka just pathed into the bomb site for an entry, he gets Advent with his nature. So that aggression, that's so lovely to see. Even the follow-up tag, Technos are done by that.
What we needed. Cyclone. Looking a lot more confident today than they have in the past few. Despite the earlier rock and roll on Ancient, but even so, around it, they need to get past. Advent finds another great kill, but rotations will be slow. There's a world where Kaze does just get pinned down. 2 Molotovs used to the back of coffins is actually a pretty big mistake for the Mongols' side. This both line would have been a lot easier had they had that one extra molly. At the very least, they've got still smokes aplenty to re-smoke, and that means the Cyclone will have to use that one flashbang to really good order.
I think they're going to try and wait these. They're going to try and wait these smokes out, but there's one more that just refreshes into CT.
They've got a lot of really good incendiaries though, and that means that they can flush out the back of the bomb site very easily. Straight Molotov back will not matter. Moseyuh just burns them alive. hasteka is down and out to the Molotov, and yeah, with that much utility, you can't really stay inside the bomb site if you're on the T side.
Yeah, very difficult. You want at least somebody over towards Banana that can maybe help alleviate that strain, but Mongols didn't have a whole lot of room to work with. All that extra util coming back to benefit the Cyclone side. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that Kaze's found his level again. Not asking for crazy heights, just more of what we got used to seeing.
Look, all you need now on Cyclone is to not lose 4 players with these weapons.
Yeah, that's maybe a big ask so far this series.
No, I know the data doesn't support that possibility, but I'm telling you, Michael, it's possible. Now, not like that! You've got to be kidding me. hasteka! That's insane. He was on top of the sofa. And he still gets a headshot as well. Regardless.
I don't know how he legged him. He was like aimed at his head almost. Yeah.
Movement and accuracy, man. It's rough.
Maybe lucky he even got a tag in at all.
This is really scary. You don't have anyone in coffin. There's an op looking at you from CT spawn. You are both in secret.
They're double dark. It's like, yeah, we're not going to play new box because you know you want to peek if you're on new box. You want to keep eyes on CT.
Oh my god. This is really scary. If Blitz gets the Molotov at the right place. Where's he going to be? No, it's new box. Okay, they've still got a chance. But it does eliminate one of the big presences. And now with Mercury falling as well, 15 seconds, they have to commit to the B bomb site. Moseyuh better step up now, but Knight has shut him down, not ready for the second man. Advent denies the bomb plus. hasteka's too far away. He will be able to save this Aki, and honestly, he's fine with that. But man, I said it as a joke that you have to not lose 4 players.
Yeah, listen, so far this series, it has been a trend. That's a very, very scary round. Oh my days, they really don't make it easy.
Shout out hasteka's deagle.
Yeah, I mean, this man's been putting in some clear death matching.
It's like, oh, Blitz has the best deagle in the East. Sure, Blitz doesn't even have the best deagle in my team.
I've actually just been staggering some of the impact that hasteka has had.
God, that shot of Cosmos is honestly so sick too.
Yeah. Because in theory, hasteka replaced score. You know, that's why everyone's like, "What the hell is going on in the Mongols?" Of course, it's not quite as easy as just a 1-for-1 like that, but Just look at Kaze cook, man. Where was this yesterday?
No, he's bought some new utensils. He's got a great stove. He's got a grill. And best of all, he's got the boys on his side as he cooks up some meat. 9-10 getting cooked down, and Mercury is happy to chomp down as well.
No reason for them to hold so frivolously onto this brackets area. Sure, they got that bomb dropped, but they do have a significant man advantage, and Jamio's taking territory into the apartments as well. So he can serve as that one man to keep tabs on the bomb. Sound cue's given up. No, not the right way. And Mzinho, a full 180 on the trade, and the instant headshot follow-up. Oh, he's dinked. They know for sure that he's low HP, but Kaze, trying to be tricky, does eventually find Mzinho and put an end to what was a little bit of madness thrown in.
I've heard a rumor that Blitz in the player break actually went to sort of ancient Aztec ruins, and he found this, you know, this strange paw of an animal. And he said, you know what, I'll grant any wish. He's like, well, you know, I wish that we can always get at least 3 kills around. He's like, yeah, we can win every one. That was a monkey's paw, Blitz. Might get the craziest shots out from your teammates, but you need to actually close.
Yeah. Well, they half did the job for him. Deep CT smoke and a deep Molotov does extinguish. Moseyuh teed up with the flash peek, the follow-up flash. They were already covering and trying to recover from the follow-up, but Advent's just feasting on them in Banana. Advent with 16 kills.
Is this what happens when 5yclone fights their opponents?
This is the thing. I mean, this is the type of play where 5yclone against lower level teams in the Asia region, they'll play like this all the time. I think the biggest contrast we've had is when they're playing against a team like TheMongolz, or they're playing against a team like Lin Vision, for example. They give them a lot of respect, and so they don't go for these fights as frequently. I don't know who had that pep talk, or who snapped them into shape. Maybe Kami just said, guys, why are we playing so scared? But they are playing with a solid amount of fearlessness onto this Inferno. It is so different to what we saw against Lin.
Maybe that's why they have a young coach, Michael. Because they know what really they need to learn is being disrespectful. Oh dear. That Molotov doesn't go where it's supposed to, but Advent's bullets do. Hasteka's still a dead man running. And no bomb will be planted. It's far away, so the grenade will not really find much. Blitz has somehow been brought down to 20. Must be through a smoke, I assume. Util restricted only to the one incendiary from Kaze that he has now chucked out as they are starting to prep up for the retake. 3 members through connector, rather through coffins, and Hellman, but Jamyoung now getting in position to start the full execute onto the bomb site from CT. This is where Blitz needs to come alive. Jamyoung will find the first kill. There's still more to be found, and Jamyoung is more than up to the task. Techno and 9-10 now looking for frags. Techno with 2, 9-10 gets a third, and again, it's the same damn monkey's paw.
3 kills and no round win. Once again, having those extra Molotovs helped the 5yclone retake effort, but there was far more presence in Banana. You know, that's the adaptation there for the Mongols. They realized the error of their ways before, but they just then simply lose out on all those fight splits being low enough HP that Jamyoung's able to collect on him, as well as a follow-up onto his teammate in the site. It's not ideal. The Mongols have come so close in so many of these rounds, but like you said, failure to fully close out. Nice moves from Jamyoung. Who needs a teammate to boost you up onto Flower? Didn't even use the lineup. Just did it freehand.
Jamyoung, not able to get the second one. Mercury's right around the corner, only good for one. Pase! My man is just a different kind of player right now. Techno meets his head and it is brought down. What is this round, Mongols? They are feeling a little bit desperate.
Yeah, tried to change their tone, change their pace. so much quicker in the brackets control and the fast attempt to take over the archers, and they get chewed to pieces. They were still pretty spread out as well, but this is the problem with this Cyclone roster is, in theory, they've got so much firepower. It's only really when we add these caveats of, oh, this player is maybe not having the best of performances as of late, you know, struggling to find impact. When they are hitting their shots, this team is a force to be reckoned with. And I said it before in one of our previous coverings of Cyclone. Occasionally Advent, you know, even though he has like in-game leader numbers, right? Even sometimes below in-game leader numbers, he'll have one map out of, I don't know, 15 where he can sometimes just take over. And I mean, he's done exceptional work in kind of deterring them from the B bomb site, which I imagine would have been part of the targeting for the Mongols coming into this series.
Sitting there like, you're hunting me? No, I'm hunting you.
Like, what is this buy from the Mongols? All guns, sure, but 1 HE? That's all they've got left, and they're grouped up in the apartments. They're just gonna have to go dry.
Come on, Jamyang. This is your moment, Jamyang spray! Not quite. But you'd hope to see it be. Molotov is so damn annoying as well. Hasteka, 1 kill found. Molotov still preventing him from actually foraying back to the bomb, and as he starts to drop down, his position is always going to be known by them. Hasteka is expecting a player on the bomb side. Nice angle taken. Another player spotted out. Will find the kill. Okay, guys, Monkey's Kopo is activated again. He's inside the flames. He's just dead. I said it as a joke, but I need to look at Blitz's travel history at this point.
I can't believe they go into a round like that with no util. They wouldn't have helped them with Jamyang, fine, but they could have at least stopped the site players from actually preventing them from jumping out of apps. Just a couple of flashes is all I was asking for. Well,
again, all done
continue.
mid. Yep. This time Jamyang's not able to get too many kills. Kaze able to find one of his own and keeps himself alive. There is very quickly going to be some more to come his way, at least as far as backup is concerned. Advent is going to fall. Moseyuh and Kaze. Seems like this one final desperate attempt might work out for them. Kaze, 5-7 at the ready. There's still a world where he can surprise Hasteka, but after you use that flash, no way. Back turn. Moseyuh will get one more, but the bomb stick down too low. He doesn't have a kit, and a flashbang in his face as well. Does recover the kit now, but time's run down too far low. All he can look for is kills for stats. 4-11. Mongols look lost, but maybe they can find themselves in that second half.
to let go. Take a chance, touch the sky, and you might just like what you find. Let's risk it all, put it on the line. Go and spread your wings, let's find out if you fly. Let's find out if you fly. Find out if you crash and burning straight to the ground, faster than a speeding bullet, don't make a sound. I can do this all on my own, but it's always better when you have somebody to hold. Keep this between us, ain't nobody have to know. Give me a reason, why is it so hard to let go? Take a chance, touch the sky, and
I'm gonna be scared if I'm at the Mongols, and let me tell you something, I am a fan of the Mongols, but also looking like a good time for 5yclone. If they continue forward this aggressive trend, it will be some exciting CS and a lot of big questions to see if Mongols have found answers to in the break.
Yeah, so far we've not seen either of these teams actually come back into any of these maps. Whoever's led at the half has been able to close. And it would be nice to see that trend bucked a little bit, but 5yclone just looks so good on that CT half. Taking their time as well on this pistol, making sure that Mongols didn't throw any weird strategies out. They're going to set up for their own strategy over on the B site. They have the smoke and the flashes ready.
9-10. Flashbang goes by a little bit too late, and with that, Techno will be the one to sort of take first contact. 9-10 actually swings, or there is swung onto by Kaze, and Blitz is the only one to find a frag for the C2s before being swiftly traded. So this pistol round start that they were really truly relying on, well, they can't really rely on it any longer.
This should be an easy sweep up here for Mercury. 1 and 2 HP, but even then, he still finds the headshot. Mzinho is really just saving his armor because this round was looking pretty well cooked. A triple kill from Mercury in this pistol round may have even found more damage than just those 3 kills would imply. Yeah, this felt like it had to be the first piece of the puzzle for the Mongols. And it didn't even feel like they got proper gunfights in that attempt to slow them down on B.
They might be slightly checked out, I'm not gonna lie. Those last few T-side rounds definitely made it seem like that, and now this sort of very aptly put together 3-man setup, but it just gets completely countered out by a great front sight smoke as well.
Yep. Maybe more growth still to be had for players like Moseyuh, and actually an impressive play-in stage of Cologne, but seemingly absent here on this decider map to see who stays alive for a potential qualifying position to IEM Sydney.
Some good scouting moments. This is not one of them. All the CTs are at the very least in the right bomb site, so that gives them a chance. Mzinho is giving them a legitimate 1-2. Big deagle shots and Blitz around the corner will also collect. This stack has worked wonders. And Moseyuh, at this point, all he can hope for is some mitigation, maybe preventing the CTs from actually picking up too many rifles. Molotov retrieved. He's thinking of a play right now. Bomb's still quite far off, so he will have fewer avenues of approach. Where is he going?
I'm pretty sure he's giving up.
surprised about that one. Okay. Thought he'd at least try with the flashbang Molotov.
Yeah, no, I thought he might give it a good old college swing, but it's not like they don't have enough guns on the site that they can recover. Yeah, he's just saving.
Okay.
I don't imagine this was totally his decision. You know, I feel like someone has whispered in his ear, like, it's fine to save. And Moseyuh was like, yeah, you know what? You've given me an out. I'll take it. But, hell, you know, same as Mzinho's been somewhat missing, this guy did not miss on his deegs. Found 2 instant headshots, and then the follow-up damage onto what was a crossfire built between him and Blitz, between the site and mini pit. So, really well handled. Nice sharp shooting from that youngster. Come on, Mile lost the pistol, but when the break round, suddenly they're able to rectify the fact they lost out on that initial piece of the puzzle. They bought another one off the internet.
Problem with that is delivery time, and it has taken Mongol some time to deliver. So you're down 7 rounds, lots to try and claw back into. 5yclone as well, still with the Tech 9s do pose a threat that has been quickly realized. Techno responds, no more flashes, no, actually perfectly timed. Might not have been needed with how sharp Mercury's looking, but even so, he's recovered an AK and even moves past the Molotov early on just to assert more pressure. Blitz is gone, and with that, Force by Wars are going to continue to be waged, and AK left behind on the bomb site to be recovered by Advent if he'd like to. Now it's Mongols who are the ones running away to save.
Yeah, oh my goodness. We might have accidentally given you our rifles, but now we're taking them back. We're taking more to boot. We'll be able to get away with 4 players surviving here on the 5yclone side off of what was just a fast play towards Banana. This is why I said before this game, it's kind of hard to gauge where the Mongols are at the moment. Impressive that they made the main stage of Cologne with this roster, given that there were newer pieces that were less recognized as even being, you know, prospects, for example. 9-10 even dying at the end of that round. But the fact they made it to that main stage, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you think, you know, coming into this IEM Sydney close qualifier, they'd be one of the favorites. But they might not even end up being the second best team in this qualifier.
Tough pill to swallow. That is good for nades. Plenty, nothing really doing too much. Just ensuring the Mongols won't be getting overly aggressive early in. Neither are the CT nades, funnily enough. B-side commitment will be meeting a lot of members. 3rd nade now deployed. Doesn't mean that there's 3, but they could maybe look into that.
This is a good call. This is the weaker site.
Question is, how many flashes are they going to be using for mid-bracket stake? Because otherwise, you know, Mzinho with a push through the smoke time with a good 5-7 shot or 2, this could be legitimately risky. This yet. Flashbang through. Nicely done. Just making sure that you can't be giving up too many free, easy tools. Wait for it. Oh, he waited for it. Yeah. They waited. Now 3 players on this B-bomb site, and they're headed there. They want to choose a path of the most resistance. Apparently, they are not electric, but they might have needed to hit some electric shots. 1-on-2 now. Techno still at the back of the bomb site. Can't pull out his Galil. Thinks he needs to fight with the USB, and it won't be enough. Again, 3 kills for the Mongols.
Oh my god. That's it. I'm willing to call it from there. You know, that's a round in which 5yclone make the wrong decision. Mongols are actually in a good spot to contest. They have this double bracket setup that's broken down by a smoke. Sure. But They have 2 swings at dealing with that player that's supposed to be encroaching in from CT, and then they end up hitting the B bombs. Like, we still maintain that 3-man stack. Like, that's a really demoralizing round loss. Mongols buying straight into round number 20, where Cyclones are, they win here, set up for a 15th round, and then they just have to deal with another force buy. Advent's just tapped hasteka out of this round. Advent did that.
We don't talk about it. I mean, we do. We're kind of paid to do that, but yeah. We don't talk about it. Blitz. Phasing the smoke, finding players blind, but it will not matter. His own eyes need to be blindfolded, so he doesn't have to witness the fall of his empire around him.
You know, some of the concern coming into this map was about, you know, who would outcall who. Because there's been some stability issues for both these teams on Inferno. Who would actually have the better calling? I don't even think that it's really been, you know, a game of calling. I think it's just been a game of fragging. You know, having that extra firepower from Advent has actually helped a lot. And the Mongols actually just haven't been able to, you know, even get the level of consistency that we were talking about for Blitz, 9-10. You know, hasteka, for at one point or another, had like a 5 or 6 kill lead over anybody on his team. It's been rough for the Mongols on this decider, where, you know, Ancient was honestly a very commanding display. And this is how it finishes.
While it's true that it isn't really necessarily a game of calling, I do not want to take credit away from Cyclone for the great early sort of spawn calls that they've gone for, especially on the CT side, for where to go aggressive. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been fragging, but some of that is coming off the back of like, hey, we know where to go frag.
Yeah, like target this instead of somewhere else, for example. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It's just, you know, when your first plan works most of the time, I feel like you're not having to think as hard as some other games.
For sure. Still 2-man push down Banana, and their first plan has at least given them a kill, fighting out most of Mzinho's life for it, but hey, they'll take that.
Jamrock did actually trade through the smoke, and they have lost Blitz in his apartment's adventure. So, man advantage was only held for a moment. Now they're in a deficit. They'll fight to stay alive for a chance to go to Australia, and it's not looking like it's going to come up anywhere else other than into Cyclone's favor. Techno last man standing, a 1-on-4. And all he's got is this flash, a prayer, and Jamyoung will unfortunately shut him out of the ability to go to Sydney. Cyclone, really, really impressive stuff coming into this Inferno. They outmatched the Mongols.
Look, man, all I've got to say is, Mongols, you might be regretting skipping out on that ESL Challenger Melbourne that you were invited to, because, yeah.